2 kids from Queens, cut from a different cloth. Now joining forces, helping you to elevate your personal brand. Yeah, I'm talking about Nicky and Moose, bringing you a never-before-seen perspective into the mindset, the mentality, the behaviors, the driving force, but more importantly, the stories behind the people and brands that you know and love the most.
Was poppin'. Welcome to Nicky and Moose. I'm Nicky. That's Moose. What's up, Moose?
What up, y'all?
And welcome to the YouTube Livey. First and foremost, shout out to everybody who's watching this live, watching this replay. We appreciate you. Episode 73 came out today. And I really like this one. I don't know why. I just really like this one. We talked about inclusion. We talked about Mitchell and Ness. We talked about Super Bowl. We talked about, of course, Kanye.
Man.
And other stuff. But yeah, that's what we talked about. Go check it out if you haven't heard it yet. Okay, it's on all podcast platforms and everything like that. Whoop-de-woo. Moose, how are we feeling?
Man, feeling pretty good. I think last episode was definitely one of those really interesting conversations, man. It's like you start to have a lot of these episodes that you create, and some do stand out. Although I'm biased, I always feel like every episode is the best episode to date.
Yeah, you do.
Literally every one. I'm like, oh, this one right here. Oh, this was the best episode. So, yeah, I'm a little biased, but no, I enjoyed the last podcast episode.
Oh, look, hold on. Shout out to Ashley. She said the horns are not loud enough. I got you. My apologies.
Turn us up in the speakers.
Yes. My bad. But thank you for letting me know. Are you into like the two type?
I didn't make anything of it. I mean,
really?
It's like I didn't know. I was just like, oh, it's
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Yo, it's alive. We got a live tonight. What's up? We got a live show tonight.
Oh my goodness. He said, yeah, no, it's nothing but a regular deal? Day. People think it's a big deal. Some people, it has meaning for those people who have like the numerology kind of vibes. It doesn't happen. Like you're not going to get another two, so many twos.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. For like another 200 years. Okay.
Right. Because it got to be 200 and no, 2000. Wait, 2020.
2000.
Wait, 22. There you go. Then is it going to be big? How are we going to be dead by then?
No. Yeah, likely. Most likely. We're likely going to be. Yep.
Oh, okay. How old will we be?
We could have been alive. I mean, just think about now plus 180 years or something like that. It's gonna be a lot. It'll be a lot.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so we won't live. So Moose won't ever live to see another 22. Yeah, he won't live. Yeah, it's a wrap, people. It's a wrap. But put in the comments or in the chat if you believe in the 22, and the twos situation. All right, the twos. Let us know. And what did you do today to celebrate it and all that great stuff? I wonder if people got married. That would be a fire. You know what I mean? That'd be fire.
February 22nd.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's some people out there who got tied the knot on this day.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's
like
fire.
fresh. Like, yeah, my anniversary is 2/22/22. What do you got? What do you got? You ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
I'm with it. But I'm gonna say, if you heard the podcast, I said that the Kanye West album may drop, may didn't, whatever, it didn't. Supposedly there's a listening party right now. I don't know. Whatever.
Are those still only streaming on like in theaters, that you can't stream it online or something?
No, I think you can stream it online. The STEM player thingy, the community said it was going to stream somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Kat, shout out to Kat, who's in the chat right now. Kat, can you just let me know if it's on at any point and where? I mean, I just want to know, because I swear I've been refreshing this little STEM player thing every 15 minutes.
Right.
Like, thinking, you know what? He's late. I was there at midnight, 1, 2, whatever. I was like, all right, gotta go to sleep. Took my time, woke up, refresh. I go right now. I'm doing it while I'm on.
I just want to see if it's gonna work. I mean, I'm just
if the listening party is supposedly at 8 p.m. and I would assume I don't know, whatever. It's not here, people, and I'm over it.
It happens. It happens.
Trash. But Moose, what we
let's
talking about today?
Let's see what's up with this stream. Yeah, let's see what's up with this stream. Nah, man, I was thinking, and I was talking with Nicky a little bit earlier, and voicing some of my frustrations to some extent, because I'm like, okay. So I know, we talk a lot about collaboration, and collaboration is key for many reasons, right? From one side of it, that it helps you to complete your blind spots. Like when you get with people who have a different set of skill sets or talents than those that you have, it's easy to start feeling like you can do more as a group, as an organization, as a business, as a brand, as a company, because you now have multiple skill sets to go to, right? Not only can you shoot, but you can jump. Not only can you write, but you can sing. Like there's just a lot of things that come through collaboration, which the end result of it is wonderful.
Right.
But while it's incredibly encouraged, the one thing that I felt was like, man, I feel that as a community, as a culture, we don't do our due diligence to really say, hey, here's how 2 or more people should collaborate. Because collaboration happens on many different facets. Yeah, we can collaborate on a business together and become business partners. Collaboration even happens when you're hiring someone to complete a service or fulfill a promise for you. Collaboration can be specific to maybe just one mini project or something that you're doing in one particular area, right? So there's like many different facets from it or to it, but I don't know that we have, let's say, the guiding rules or the guiding principles around effective collaboration, ways to make this thing healthy. So I was like, let's talk about it, because to some extent, people can feel misled when they're like, oh, I was told to collaborate. I went out there, tried making something happen. It backfired on me. I don't know. Collaboration is not for me.
Right.
So I was like, let's talk about it then. Like maybe there are some guiding principles that we could definitely tie to this thing to give some people guidance.
Okay. Go with your feelings.
Dang, I wasn't expecting that one from you.
Go with your feelings. Sometimes your feelings serve you right. Go with your gut feelings, not like lazy feelings.
Your emotional feelings.
Yes. Like your gut can tell you, say, I said no. This is one of the things I definitely wanted to talk about. I was like, I say no to a lot of things, and sometimes I feel like a jerk for it, right? Because it's like, man, these people are asking to do this, that, and the third with me, but is it mutual? So actually, I could talk about this because I like to talk about it. So there was a person in my inbox, like, yeah, let's get on the phone and let's chop it up. Now, people who follow me, they know I got boundaries. What are we talking about? Not getting on the phone just to get on the phone. What are we talking about? Oh, I'm shopping for services. Well, I don't do services. So, sorry, it's not going to happen, right? Well, we could collaborate. Okay, collaborate how? I think it'd be better if I get on the phone with you and this, that, and the third. You're not telling me anything to why I would get on the phone with you, right? And he's like, I was like, I don't find this very mutual, right? Oh, it's going to be mutual. I'm going give you what I normally give entrepreneurs, which is what? What are you talking? What does that even mean, right?
Right.
Well, I could just better explain it. So here I was like, I just left it alone after a while, because I'm like, if you can't even explain what this collaboration even looks like, you're just like, I just need to work with you. What does that do for me? That doesn't do anything for me. Like, I got to be very selective with the time. I got to be very selective with who I work with. And I made that mistake in the beginning of not being selective. And some of the things that I didn't make sense. It just didn't, that seed didn't do anything. Maybe it did down the road and whatever. You know how just sometimes you just don't see it where you want to see it. But I just look at that and I'm like, I don't see the purpose in this. I don't get it. So sometimes feelings, but as well as if it can't be mutual in some way, shape, or form, what are we doing? And you're going to get to a point where that has to be of value, right? I know in kind of like the beginning and in the middle, some people are going to always feel like, oh, I'm not there yet. I got to collaborate with everybody that I can to get in front. If the person can benefit off you more than it being mutual, or even you possibly benefiting a little bit more, it's not it for me. It's not. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's just me.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know about the vague approach to.
And I'm not a super detailed type person. You feel me? But like, you got to give me something.
No, for sure. It's funny because I actually had that happen some time back where someone said they actually called me on Instagram. Like I didn't. It was like just like they random.
Voice
like
thing?
the voice call. Oh, wow. Yeah, like they just randomly called, and I was like, what am I supposed to just pick this up? Like I didn't even know what this is. So then they had reached out. I guess they sent a message. I never pick
up those Facebook ones. Those Facebook ones.
Yeah.
You're not,
none of them. I'm not picking up none of those. Like, if you ain't got my number, then clearly we can't be talking right now. Like
facts.
The only people.
Shout out to the super chat. I see y'all. My bad.
Yeah. Nah, it's cool. Nah, I'm just like, yo, if you don't got my number, then chances are I'm not gonna pick up if you just call me out the blue. So yeah, they just called randomly, and then like they sent the message afterward, like, oh, I want to talk with you. So I was like, sure, just send me an email. Let me know it's in regard.
Yeah.
And we can then kind of set something up. But it just don't make sense to kind of like sucker punch somebody into what feels like a collaboration or may seem like a good thing for them. And if they don't do it, they miss out. It's like, no, that's not how collaborations work. So I definitely, in addition to that, I think, yeah, it shouldn't be vague or by surprise. And I keep saying this in so many different facets. The consumers are smarter today. People are wise.
Talk about it.
Yo, like stop thinking you're gonna trick somebody. Like it's not gonna happen anymore. If you can't be someone of integrity, it's just not. No, but I'm just being honest. Like, yeah, we all may have gotten like, that oop-de-doop, like, oh shoot, oh wow, they got me.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, but that's years ago. Like that's not gonna keep happening now. because as a consumer society, we're pretty well aware of what is standard, what is supposed to happen, what may seem a little fishy. You know, it's just like, it's a little crazy. So I keep encouraging people like, yo, just be straightforward. Just be professional, and don't think that by you being professional, that's not you being authentic. Because I know being authentic is like a sexy word that it's important for us to use and say, yo, you got to be your authentic self. And that's looked at as a really positive thing. And it is, but that doesn't mean for you to be authentic, you got to be less professional. It's like, no, there's still a professional standard for how business needs to be done.
Right.
And if your name is attached to something, then you got to stay true to that. It's not like, I'm spontaneous. I just don't follow through. And for me to be authentically me and really stay true to that, I'm just not going to follow through on the stuff that I promise. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's like, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? Right? So yeah, that stuff drives me up the wall. And I'm in a very unique season nowadays where I'm like, oh, okay. Y'all gonna get a side that
Moose wants
has
to fight
not.
Everybody. No,
Let me tell you this. It's not even about fighting anymore. That was a joke that I threw around because I can fight. That was a joke that I threw around because I'm like, yeah, but I really can fight. But I'm just like, oh, y'all have gotten me to a season where, okay, you're gonna get a side of me that nobody sees.
Right.
Because we're starting to confuse the willingness to make things easier for one another as a sign of weakness.
See what you did there.
In a different
First of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
When you work with high level people, that's common territory. That's common territory. When you work with high level people, I told you, we spent over $250,000 on a project that we're working on right now. High level people, they're not trying to inconvenience you. They're not trying to do things or roadblocks or like, oh, you pick it up 20% of the way, I'll do the other 80. It's very clear. Here's what we do. Here's what we deliver. Hey, we need this from you. Hey, can you get this back to us? And there's okay, if you need help, guidance, support, there's a workaround to that. So I'm just like, okay, I think what we've confused in terms of our culture is the desire to carry or do most of the work is looked at as a weakness. Oh, so you a worker. Okay, bet I'm gonna work you to death. It's like, no, don't play with it now. It's like it worked once, it might've worked twice, but once you start picking up that it's not even a favor, it's how you expect things to be regularly, there's got to be a change. So I'm not trying to be mean or violent, because you say, yo, he just wants to fight people. No, it's not. I'm not even trying to be violent, but I'm just like, okay, people are starting to really mess it up because you think that I'm a pushover, or you think that professionalism is not, it's a weakness. And it's like, no, don't that's it. It's over for that. So there's going to be, when it comes to business, and I think I've learned my lesson from that, when it comes to business, you can't try to be nice first. Show up to business doing business. That's it. You can't be nice first. I used to think, oh, being nice gets you in the room. Oh, being nice is going to help you build a relationship. But you're not trying to go to bed with somebody. You're trying to do business with them. And that's the main difference. So I'm just like, okay, it's over. I'm married now. I was never trying to go to bed with people. I'm Muslim, but I'm like, oh, I'm married now. So I'm definitely not trying to go to bed with you. Like there is nothing. Nothing. It's over. Yeah, I'm on one today. I'm very upset. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, I got it. I know exactly where the disconnect was. And some of these things are just no longer acceptable in my book. Yeah. Not acceptable.
Hi, I'm the nice one this week. Shout out to everybody.
We trade.
Oh, wow.
we trade places. Nicky and I do the good cop, bad cop. It happens all the time where I'm like,
it does
all the time. I'm like,
I know
Nicky,
exactly.
It's gonna work. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's gonna work. She's like, no, it's not. And then I'm like, Nicky, I don't think this one is going trash. She's like, no, but it's gonna be all right.
It's great. It's amazing.
It's
you don't see it?
And I'm like, come on.
Like, can we be on the same page at the same time?
Right,
no, it's gonna be
right.
It's gonna be amazing. Like, this part may be a problem, but the rest is gonna be fine. Like, what is wrong with you?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Where are we going?
I'll give you another one though. No. I'll give you another one. No, here's another thing not to do in collaborations. Don't let the reason why someone should continue to be in business with you is because you tied them up in a contract amendment.
Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
I didn't even do research for tonight. I'm just giving you what's been happening over the last 3 years, y'all. I'm gonna just be honest tonight. I didn't even have to do research for tonight. These are all the little shady business tactics that people try to pull and think that that's the way to collaborate and do business. It's not. It's not. So if you want to collaborate correctly, don't try and tie people up by sticking amendments and contracts. And then when stuff goes sour because you're not holding up your end of the bargain, or you got them in a deal that's choking them to death, and then they finally gain the knowledge or they get the money to hire a lawyer and they say, hold up, this don't make sense. And you're like, oh, but it's a violation of the contract. So you see, according to the rules of section 1.27A3, you're going to have to be here for another 17 years. It's like, what? That's collaboration to you? That's collaboration to you? That don't make sense.
So hold on. Is it really collaboration? Or is it a transactional partnership?
Well, I mean, but at the end of the day, we can call it different terms or different labels, but it's us coming together to do work together. Like we're sharing resources, we're doing something. You get me? Like it's a partnership. Ultimately, it's still a partnership. So I think some of these bad contracts or some of these bad dealings, they position people for failure. It's like you're trying to take advantage of people's, like I mentioned, their calm demeanor.
Yep.
Their love for the work. Because if you're in love with the work, you don't want to do contracts. That's why it makes sense when Kanye said, I don't want to sign anything that's more than a page. It's like, it makes sense. What you trying to give me a 17-page contract for? If we're really in business together and we got our best interest at heart, then a one-page contract should do it. There shouldn't be no secrets tied to it. So, and the reason why I'm saying this is like, as first generation entrepreneurs, which many of us are, many of us are. This is the first. Many of us are coming up. It don't stretch further back. I've never heard somebody in our community say that entrepreneurship stretches back 3 generations in their family, 5 generations in their family. It's like 1, 2 generations max. It's like you could date back to a grandfather and that's about it. So there's just a lack of knowledge. And I'm not saying like to diss anybody, but I'm just saying there's a lack of knowledge around the dealings of how these things happen at a high level. So it's like, as we start working through it and to it, it's only right that we start kind of rewiring or maybe setting new parameters around how some of this stuff is done. And the way to do it with contracts, that's not a reason why somebody should continue to work with you.
Legal will say different. Legal would say different.
Of course. Yep. But it's different when you hire your own lawyer. It's totally different. I was like, when you hire your own lawyer and you start having conversations with them, it's like you start to see how the legal jargon is done. It's like the most elongated, politically correct shadiness. It's like, why? But I mean, I get it. Look, I'm not trying to change anything. I'm just saying, if we're going to do collaboration, if you're someone who's out there like, look, I just want to do good work. I want to impact God's people or I want to serve my community, or I want to put a stamp of excellence on any and everything I touch. Set the standard, right? Set the standard and kind of lead by example, and just don't fall victim to some of these practices, either because you're working with someone who's trying to use that approach with you, or you might have been taught that's the way to do it, so you kind of carry it forward. It's like, I get it, but I don't know. I'm just moving different. I'm speaking for me.
So let me play devil's advocate for a second, right?
Yeah, please do.
For a second, because I agree with you in this situation, in many situations, but I'll play devil's advocate. What if, what if this was more of a sales situation rather than a collaboration? Meaning, the person is going to see that you are a person of faith. You're going to like certain things, and they're going to like it the same way. Listen to your vision, and this is the manipulation in a negative way, right? Listen to your vision and agree that it's the same and we're on the same page and everything. And so you feel a warm and fuzzy about it, but in all actuality, these are different sales tactics to get the sale, for them to sign the dotted line. Boom, here we go. We are at least guaranteed this particular client for set amount of time based on the contract, and we made sure that we said you are here for this amount of time, right? So that you may be like, you didn't pull your end, we'll just cut ties. And they're like, that's where you're wrong. We can't cut ties. Mm-hmm. Because in all actuality, I never really cared. I just wanted the sale.
Right.
But you, not per saying you, but we could say you have values and business does not. Mm-hmm. So is it wrong that business doesn't have, like, the collaboration that you thought was just really a sales, and that doesn't have values or anything like that?
Yeah, but that's what I want to change, and that's what I'm saying. Business does have values. Culturally, yeah, business does have values. There are right ways and wrong ways to do things. Okay. And in a sales heavy environment, yeah, maybe that was okay at one point. But I'm saying the way we did business, even in the late 1990s or early 2000s, that's 20 years ago. So if we're still looking to use deception, and I'm gonna use that word since you put it on the screen.
Hey, look, I thought it was dope.
Yeah, great word. And we're gonna use deception as our method for generating more sales. You know, it's like you riding a ticking time bomb. Like it's only a matter of time before it's over for that. Especially and that's what I'm saying, especially as consumers are becoming more aware and they're acquiring knowledge around, oh, this is good. It's like when cell phones first came out, and a lot of cell phone companies were writing people into a 1-year, 2-year contract, but not really making that a widely known thing. Like, hey, you're locked in for this time. And if you choose to cancel before, then you're going to pay a cancellation fee. Right? People were going nuts, like getting hit, messing up their credit, over $250. But over time, when it became widely known and popular, what did cell phone companies do? They stopped doing it. They found solutions to get around it, or they made it incredibly clear. Like, it was so common now that we wouldn't, as a society, as a consumer community, we won't make that same mistake today.
Right.
So that's us on the consumer side. Like, that's actually spending and buying stuff. Now that we are at an age and a demographic where many of us are jumping into entrepreneurship, we have interest in entrepreneurship, we're dealing on a professional level, and we're responsible for that side of things. I'm saying, let's do different. Let's not trick our people into bad deals.
Right.
You know, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but I can tell you, and like you said, if I tell you up front, hey, here's the commitment. However, if at any point, and that's what I love about what we do with extreme execution and ETA, it's like, yeah, in some contracts or in some programs, yeah, there is a commitment. Yeah. But you know what? If at any moment you feel like we're not satisfying your need, the door is wide open. We'll never hold you to pay through the end of the commitment. We don't ever do that. Because why? It's like we're not trying to bleed people out of money for no reason. So I to me, look at that as like, yo, that's an honorary thing to do. We'll deliver as long as you're willing to pay us because you deem it worthy. But we'll never choke you out of something and say, oh, the dotted line, though. So, yeah, and so we don't go too far off topic for collaboration's sake. I'm just saying, don't look to keep a collaboration rolling because you tied somebody in a contract.
That's why I try to keep collaborations very simple. Let's do some podcasts. Let's do some lives. As much collaboration I'll do. If it's anything else, I don't. But see, I think that's what I don't necessarily call that. If there's paperwork involved, I don't call that a collab. I think collaboration to me is free. I think partnership and like work and stuff like that is paperwork. Collaboration, yo, let's do this event together. Woo, woo, woo. It's a free event. Let's go. Bet. You know what I mean? Partnership is, hey, it's an event. There's a ticket price. You get some. I get some. Let's do some paperwork to agree. This, that, and the third. Yeah, no doubt. It's a transaction now. So, yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
It's a simple method of doing it. I like that.
Yeah, give me a. Yo, you want to go live? Absolutely. I don't got to sign paperwork on that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I ain't got to do nothing. And it could be mutual because I get in front of your audience, in front of my audience. But when there's a monetizing situation or something else, and there's paperwork, oh, this is a partnership or this is the business. Let's go. Now, I will say this, we both agree that business is not always fun. I don't necessarily like the business side of things. I'm not a fan of it. I leave that to you and I go away and hide. I think that's my little flight attendant when it comes out. Like, oh, nope, tell me about it. I go with the popcorn. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want no smoke. I want no, but that's a crazy thing. Like, if there's smoke for me to handle, I'm here for it. If I don't have to handle it, I don't want no parts of it. Nope. Just, you take care of that. I'm cool. I just want to be on the, let's work together. Let's figure it out. Let's solve some problems. Yay. That's me. Or, like Moose, he could fight physically. I could fight physically, but I will hurt you. I will hurt you with my words and my looks. Like, my facial expressions is just not, when it's there, it's not. So he could fight, and I will make you rethink.
Nonviolent.
Yeah,
I am nonviolent.
Oh,
I am
okay.
nonviolent. Okay. I am nonviolent.
He will say that several times.
I'm nonviolent.
You the type of person that's like, if you say it 3 times, you believe it?
No. I don't try to lie and mislead myself, like, hey, no, Tom, you could, you know what I'm saying? I don't try to do that. No, I mean, yeah, no, I just think everyone is going to go through that process where you're like, and it's a tough battle because it's like, basically, to some extent, you're fighting with who you truly are
Right.
And a part of it that just doesn't work, or should only be made available for a very, very select few. It's like the 1% of the top 1%. And it's like, and I think at some point in everyone's career, as a brand, as a business, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, you come to accept that, and you no longer hold yourself guilty, or you don't punish yourself for like, dang, really? So you're gonna conform? It's like, no, I'm not conforming.
Right.
I'm moving in a way that doesn't allow those who are rolling around in the grass to get at my feet. But if you're honorable and you can stand and look eye to eye, we'll do business all day without any smoke, without any issues. But what's that gonna take? That's gonna take for you to get up out the grass, dust yourself off, right? And really stand toe to toe and do business. So I'm like, yo, if that's what you're about, we ready. We play at a very high level. And that's what I said to you. And it kind of like, it hit me. I was like, yo, it's true. That is the way. There is no variable in the standard of excellence. Like, it doesn't vary. It's like, oh, I'm gonna give you like a 0.7 level or a 10.10. It's like, no, if it's promised and I said X, you gonna get X every single solitary time. Right. And that's how I think it should be done. So it's like, for those on the other end of the spectrum or the other end of the deal who can work like that, those are the type of people who I think we need to be in business with. Anybody else is just, it's not gonna work. So that's gonna clean up, I think, some of those, immoral or shady tactics.
Okay. All right. Could we go more positive? I feel like this is all violence. I feel like
it's non-violent.
I gotta fight somebody.
Non-violent.
I feel like I gotta fight somebody. I'm like, yo, who got Moose this mad? All right. This fired up on live.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I gotta handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like,
it's never one person. It's never one person.
It's probably a collective of situations that's happened, and then like here's one that was like the icing of the cake, and now here's the summary of everything.
Exactly.
This is all that I've learned in my multiple years of this trash situation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. When have you seen? What are some things that you've seen maybe lead to good collaboration?
Yay!
Like,
I think, well, first and foremost, mutualism, as far as whether it's the energy, like both are putting y'all part in situations. One shouldn't come up with an idea and carry everything and be like, all right, appreciate your presence. I just needed your presence here, right? I think mutualism in all like levels is so appreciative when it comes to good collaborations. Whatchamacallit? Great, you know what I'll say? That doesn't get enough props during collaborations. Great brainstorming sessions.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could always tell a good collaboration based off the conversation that goes beyond what the project is or beyond what that particular reason why you collaborated for. Like, what is the long road? What is the long, like, it's cool for right now, but what's next? Like, is it just this, or how are we going to flip this in 3 to 7 different ways? You know who's really good at that, and I got to give him his props? Nehemiah Davis. When my man wants to work with you, he thinks of 4 different ways to make that happen. He's like, yo, I need this, but let's do this together, and like, let's make this work for like several months, and then it could grow into this. Boom, 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 boom. Like, I got to give my man props on that. He's really dope with that. But just forward thinking great brainstorming sessions and mutualism, I feel, is the really dope signs, as well as, what I've seen from really good collaborations. Oh, and similar values upon the project. Not just in whole, but just similar values upon the project. Because sometimes I've seen different values just as human beings, but they came together for that particular project and the values aligned for that situation. So, I mean.
Yeah, that's interesting, because it's like, I'd like to think like values are more so deeply ingrained. Like they're not things that change readily, but I could see that. It's like in different seasons, there are things that matter more than others. So something that mattered to you, in January, it may not be as important in December, a couple years down the line. I'm just kind of speaking, but no, that makes sense. I think in addition to that too, I've always used it, but I think the role awareness is so critical, right? And role awareness, like we hear a lot the term collaborate, don't compete. Like that's commonly used.
Yes.
But I think there are people.
Hold on. Shout out to Ingrid. See you on the super chat.
Mad respect. Thank you. Yeah, but I also think there's some people who collaborate and they're competing in the collaboration. So they're not competing outside of it. They start to compete within it. And it's because there's an attack, and whether intentionally or unintentionally, on the other person's lane. And it's like you shouldn't collaborate with someone and you don't have trust in their ability to carry out what they do. Like if I come to Nicky and I'm like, all right, Nix, hey, let's collaborate on this project. I know you're going to oversee all the branding and just how we look online. Let's just think of it that way. And then you start doing what you do, and I'm trying to sneak in there and do some branding stuff. It's like, wait, what are you doing? Like, you don't do this part, right? So it's like, I think trying to compete over roles in a collaboration don't make sense. If you're going to collaborate with somebody, trust them with what they do.
You know what's crazy? And it's a real life situation. I'm gonna make it sound really funny in the beginning, but it's very true. So when we started Extreme Execution, right? As I saw how the pattern was going, I felt like I had to get dumber on the assessment because you were like the poster child for that. And I never wanted to dip into that lane in whatsoever. So everything was a default of, nope, go to Moose. Nope. Moose would know that way better. I don't know if you noticed that. I dished it to you way 100%. More. 100%. I was like, nope. He knows that. He's this doctor. He does that. That's what he does, right? Where before, in the beginning, it was like, okay, I have a certain kind of level. I'll speak on that level. Then I realized I don't have to speak on that level. Not at all. Let me just stay over here. As it goes with that over here, I'll talk on that. Yeah. But in totality, in general, unless it's about a pilot, because that's what I could speak on, everybody else, I believe that it was. Why? Because I never wanted to feel as if, oh, she thinks she could talk on this. Even if it's not on the competition, I just never wanted to do that, just so it never has any kind of blurred line. So that's funny that you say that, because I'm like, oh yeah, I got stupider. I got stupider on it, because I definitely didn't want to compete when we are working together. It's very clear. I work on this, Moose works on this. We come together to solve the problem, and then we go about it in our different ways. When one has a situation, we don't tag the other one in until very needed. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the reasons why I have the level of respect I have for you now. You know, I think when I first started,
people get stupider to have great collaboration.
But in all honesty, I think you were a lot more mature than me professionally than I was. You know, and this is why sometime back I said it on the podcast, and I said, don't think that everything is a threat to your position. Because when you think that everything is a threat, you think that, oh my God, Nicky's talking about the flight assessment. Oh, Nicky's talking about business. Oh my God, she's gonna take my spot. Oh, Moose is talking about, and it's like, not everything is a threat. So I didn't have the same level of maturity as you 3 years ago in a professional space, where for me to kind of come up in the ranks and prove my place or prove my value, I thought that the right thing to do was say, yo, I can do everything.
Right.
Oh, I could talk about everything. And when I didn't have a fight because you were like, no, I'm not answering those questions. That's a Moose question. I was like, oh, and you know what I'm saying? Like it was a way for me to see what it looks like on a higher level and say, oh, okay, no, you need to fix that. That's an insecurity. That you're operating out of insecurity and you're going to mess up the collaboration, as opposed to doubling down or really getting confident in your space that you have no issues, and you start to see the abundance of people or potential clients in the world, that you have no issues if you give more clients to Nicky in 1 year than you bring into your own business. That's okay, because it just so happens that, you know, that's how the table turned. But to try and transform yourself to play the role of the other person in a collaboration because you think that's what's valuable, I think that, you know, that's a lack of maturity or insecurity. So my respect to you for that, because honestly, it showed me like, yeah, you don't got to pretend to be a brand expert. Like it don't even make sense. Like, don't even bother speaking on it. Just dish it that way. And I think that was like one of those untalked about things that unfolded and became very natural. So yeah, no, props to you for that.
Yeah, I don't want no parts. You want to learn about that? You want to be known for that? Why do I need to be known for this, and this? And it makes the reason, one of the main reasons I definitely did that is because there has to be a safe space. You feel me? Like okay, here's my transparent moment, people. Okay, bear with me. In other situations, because you feel as if you need to be everything, you're given everything and taken advantage of. So in working with you, if we could establish that these are our lanes, there's no one who could really take advantage of, like, we can't take advantage of each other because we know we're never going to cross and do this, that, and the third and exhaust ourselves, and that's it. Like, boom. So it was clear and cut when it came to the community who goes for what. So it's not like they're asking everything to you when I'm gone and vice versa. People know, don't ask me no flight assessment, nada, when Moose is not around. That Moose can answer that when he comes back next week. It's fine. It's all right. I could barely talk on it. Like I read the first chapter kind of vibes. That's how dumbed down I got. Okay, I read the assessment just like you. So in mine, this is what it says. I can speak on my stuff. I cannot speak. I'm not here trying to be a whole coach. He's teaching you how to be a coach. Go over there, right? And they won't really necessarily touch you with, as far as branding and social media. They'll be like, Nicky got it. Video stuff, Nicky got it. So, but that was because at some point you have to create a safe space and allow people to be great at what they do and not I'll say the word that first came in my mouth, but I mean, no disrespect on Black History Month, and not slave them out. Mm-hmm. Just not slave them out just because they on the roster. You feel me?
That's real. That's real. Everybody gets their season, man. And it's like, again, when you heal, you're not mad that somebody's in their season. I've been saying it for the last 6 months, maybe a year. I said, it's EYL is in their season right now. And I'm loving every part of it. I'm cheering for them. I'm like, let's go. I'm not, it's like you heal. And it's like, at the end of the day, a lot of these conversations, a lot of these scenarios and situations will go a lot different if we were healed internally. Like if we do that inner work and we're not lacking or suffering from lack of confidence or insecurity issues, or we're doubting our worthiness, a lot of these situations go a lot different. And I think our work has gone a lot different ever since, we've each kind of doubled down in our stuff and done the personal work. And it's like, okay, cool. Like now there's a level of respect. There's a mutualism. There's a desire to want to do a little bit more whenever necessary. It's like, same thing with what you were going through a couple months. Oh, yeah, let's do that. This is ride that momentum. What do we need to do to keep that going? It's like and there isn't any like bad intention or I'm upset. It's like it doesn't happen anymore. So I think that is a part of it too, that goes a long way. And I will say, dude, in addition to that, man, it's like they say this in a marriage context. I actually heard somebody say that I thought it was really good, but I think in collaboration it works too. And they said know how to fight. And they weren't saying physically. They were saying know how to fight in terms of know how to have disagreements.
Yes.
Know how to talk through tough scenarios when you guys are not seeing eye to eye, and it not be an entire like, okay, let's squash the podcast. All right, that's it. No more Nicky and Moose. It's like, no, wait, relax. We're not saying break the podcast.
We've had some bad episodes because we didn't see eye to eye, but we never said we couldn't do a podcast.
For sure.
This is a fact.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's like, that to me is why I take pride in not missing. I'm like, we got a streak of 70 plus episodes, not to mention the lives, not to mention the Facebook stuff. That makes it even more so special to keep going. Mm-hmm. So, but I do think we had to have some of our tough conversations, and there was a lot of good that came through that. So now whatever even feels like tough conversations is not really a tough conversation. It's just like, no, actually, here's what, okay, cool. There it is.
9 out of 10 times, it's always miscommunications and assumptions.
100%.
9 out of 10 times, if you ever feel uncomfortable with a person not seeing eye to eye, whatever, it's miscommunication and assumptions. It's what it is. I remember I'd be looking at him like, I don't think that. He pop up the chips. No, really, I don't think that. You don't? No. Oh, okay. We're good then. Mm-hmm. And the same thing, like, I'd be like, yo, why you do this? I didn't do that, Nicky. Oh, you did? Okay. Boom. Mm-hmm. But we never miss a podcast. Now we apologize for some of them. I don't remember which ones it was, but there was some.
It happens. Whether it be because of technical issues or it's
right. Or we just it was just a rough time. It was a rough time. It's okay. But shout out to our day ones because they stayed there the whole time.
That's
and
love.
They were like, yo, it's a fire episode. I was like, yo, we were not even talking. We showed up. We showed up. I said the thing and we had conversations. Right. And it's so funny because shout out to Bianca. Like, she was always like, yo, I never knew anything was wrong. I never knew when tech issues was there. I never knew when you were sick. I never knew when anything was going on with you guys. Yeah. You just was great the whole time. Whether, somebody hurt their knee or there's 7 hours of tech issues, and then at 2:00 in the morning, you finally did it. Like, never heard anything. I was like, I think that's a gift. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's not common, man. It's not common. I find people calling out when I had my own staff, even as I'm partnered in some businesses now, the frequency of people calling out out of things that they committed to when they work for a company or even in their own stuff, it's ridiculous. People kill their family off all the time because they're not trying to stay true to their commitment. So it's very rare. I think it's super special what we've been able to do, which is super dope, man.
Crazy.
Super dope.
Get you a person like this. I'm just saying. Get you a person.
Yeah,
like
facts.
This.
Facts.
But and as y'all know, I have the Donda thing on the other screen.
Where we at with that?
So it had this like fake stream player. So it's on stemplayer.com, right? And it was doing this little heartbeat thing. So while you were talking, it felt like I had a heartbeat in my ear. It was really crazy, right? Never try to play Donda and go live. Don't do that. But now it's not working. But they said it was going to start at 8. We know how this normally goes. It's always an hour or two later. But if you're going to watch this Donda thing with me, let me know. Put it in the comments. All that great stuff. I'm religiously refreshing like my internet's bad, and it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotta see where the stream is. For some reason, I literally thought it was in theaters.
No, you could experience it in theaters. It's like boxing matches. You can experience boxing in the theaters and everything like that.
Okay,
but
yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, no, you could. It's I shouldn't promote this, but whatever. Stemplayer.com. They first was saying that it could be on Amazon as well. But I don't think that got confirmed. If not, I'm putting the Oculus on and I'm watching it because that's a vibe. Do we need a STEM player to watch? That. No, it's no. You don't need a STEM player to watch. Why would you need a STEM player? No, it's on the website. On the website, I saw it on their Instagram. Oh wait, hold on. We may. Oh yeah, now it's on the heartbeat. Yeah, it's on the heartbeat now. But anyways, all right, people, we are we're out. We're gonna watch this Donda 2 so I could report it. No, we have an interview for next week. I'm not telling you who it is. It's a fire interview, though. It's a fire interview. So just wait for next week. But listen to this week's. Watch the video tomorrow. All that great stuff. Share this. We appreciate you. We are out, Moose. We appreciate you. And please don't be frustrated no more. Actually, be frustrated. It's really good content.
Anything for the content.
Right. So people call Moose, upset him.
Oh, no.
Like 2 hours prior to live. Just 2 hours prior to live. Well, no, he processes. So do it in the morning.
Yeah, give me
do it in the morning
5.
or the day before. Do it the day before. Latest the morning, so he could process it because he's going to be okay with it in the beginning. He's going to handle it very well, and then he's going to think. And when he thinks, that's when it's a problem. That's when it's a problem.
This stuff, man. This stuff. Nah, prayerfully we won't be here anymore, man. I think that's it. It's good content though. I'm happy.